Do you remember when I talked about Ice Age, The Adventures of Buck? What? Sorry, I can't even mention the title without getting mad, but I think you remember when I said that it is one of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life. It's it's badly animated, badly written, poorly choreographed, really bad story, unlikable and annoying characters, cringeworthy humor, abysmal everything. Everything sucks. Except for a few jokes where I laughed. That's it. But if we want to talk about Ice Age, then I probably should go all the way back. And when I mean back, I mean back. We're going back to the very beginning. The beginning of the Ice Age. This is one of the best movies I've ever... Wait. This isn't Ice Age. This is Ice Age. What? This is just like Earth. What a ripoff. Stupid computer. Sent me to the wrong Ice Age. There we go, that's better. Ice Age is what I would consider to be one of the best animated movies I've ever watched. Yeah, that's a pretty big statement, but it really is. I love this movie, which is weird because back then I really didn't like it. I always watched the second, third, and fourth all the time. Well, mainly the third because it was the one I considered the best. But I watched this film and I think this one's the best. And I'll explain why after these messages. I'm just kidding. Although if YouTube monetizes my videos, which they probably won't, then there will probably be an ad right here because it's a black screen. So if there's ads here, blame YouTube. Thanks YouTube for ads, that 28-second unskippable ads. They're really appreciative. Thanks YouTube. So of course, with Ice Age being a property of everyone's favorite studio, say it with me, the Walt Disney Company. I can't show any footage, so instead you'll just have to stare at the Wikipedia page for the rest of the thing, because of course you do. This is Disney we're talking about. If you show more than a minute of their footage, they're gonna kick you in the nuts, punch you in the face, kick you in the stomach, twist your nipples, and just rip your mustache off by copywriting your work. I mean, I've got a lot of my videos taken off YouTube because, well, I included too much footage, even though I wanted to show the footage because they're good stuff. But I can't hear, so I'm going to think ahead, and I'm not going to show any footage except for the stuff at the beginning because YouTube sucks, Disney sucks, and Ice Age 6 sucks. Everything sucks. Screw them all. Except for this. So yeah, Ice Age. Let's start with the problems. If you look at the previous clips, you could probably tell what the biggest problem with the movie is. The animation. Now, I would give it the benefit of the doubt because there are lots of benefits of the doubt, believe me. It was released in 2002. That's strike one. It was the first animated movie from Blue Sky. That's strike two. And it's also the first Ice Age movie. That's strike three. 3 strikes. But yeah. There's a lot of really weird animation in this movie. Now, of course, in later movies, the animation gradually got better before it turned to whatever the hell this piece of crap was. But the first movie, I still think it looks better than whatever the hell this piece of crap was. I like the backgrounds. But on to the bad animation. Yeah, the animation, 3 strikes isn't good enough for benefit of doubt. I can give the benefit of doubt to Toy Story, Bug's Life, Toy Story 2, Ants. But this is 2002. And yeah, it is their first movie, so-and-so. But they had a lot of experience with CGI before this. They made a short film, Bunny, which I already talked about, and that's why I had to get surgery on my brain, because if you remember from the previous episode on before Bunny on the Soviet Union, Vladimir Tarnowski and all that, he shot me right in the head. Or did I smack him in the head? I don't know, it was confusing. But my point is, whatever point I was making, is that this animation is not great. Yeah, the textures are very muddy looking. The character animation is rugged sometimes, and the lighting is not good at all. Sometimes it's bright when it's dark, and sometimes it's dark when it's bright. It just looks very out of pocket. But, well, at least I can say they did their best, and the best that they did. And that's all my. Retract that again. Anyway, that's all my negatives with the film. Time to move on to the good stuff, because there's a lot of good stuff in this movie. The characters, they're all likable. So you got Manny, the main character, or Manfred, as he's calling this. We'll get to the weird stuff of how this makes it the most, like, how do I describe it? The most different from the Ice Age movies, because my God, it's different. For one, Manny, called Manfred, Sid is kind of a jerk off because he's also a woman chaser. He says sexy in this. Hold on. What rating did this film have again? I just really gotta check what age rating this film had. Oh, it was PG. I thought it was G, but aha! I found a loophole. It turns out that the DVD of Ice Age that I have is you, so there's the benefit of the doubt right there. It's you rated, and they use the word sexy. There, I've made my point. Where's my $20? Come on, convince me. But I feel like the most different thing from this that separates it from everything else, Diego is originally a villain. Yes, a villain. That's really strange, because in the later movies, yes, he is still not the nicest character around, but he's still a likable character, and he goes on adventures with the other main characters. But in this, he's a straight up villain for the beginning, until he turns good, and starts to care for Manny and Sid, who are both given great performances by Ray Romano and John Leguizamo. Also, Jack Black is in this movie in one of his first animated voice role, and yeah, it's not as prominent as, say, Kung Fu Panda or the Mario movie, which are some of the best animated movies with Jack Black in them, because they're the only other animated movies with Jack Black in them, because of course they are. He should voice every character in every movie. That's just a fact of nature. But there's lots of other different things, like, it's not all comedy. Yeah, the other movies have their other heartfelt moments. Ice Age 2 has the quiet moments with Manny and Ellie when they meet. Ice Age 3 has the baby being born. Continental Drift has the character moments between Manny and his daughter. Collision Course has character moments with Manny and his daughter, because she's going to leave with this random hippie. And the Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild has literally nothing in it at all, because it's a worthless piece of crap that didn't deserve to exist. And on the only emotional moment, and the only emotion I felt was despair when I tried to watch this 82-minute travesty of a motion picture. But yeah, the point is that the later movies aren't really that well off in drama, but the first one, it definitely is. It has the drama for this franchise. It has the most. It should be a comedy drama, not just a comedy. Also, the villain, Soso, who's unironically played by a Croatian man, because in one scene he sounds Spanish for some reason. I don't know, Europeans. I'm European, and I'm half Spanish, so I can commentate on that. I can make fun of my own culture. It's the way. It's not racism if you're making fun of yourself. But Soso, the main villain, dies a very painful death by getting, those massive ice sticks hanging from roofs in, like, caves, ice caves, stuff like that. Yeah, they fall into him. Of course, they don't show it because If they do, they have massive balls showing that. But it is a very graphic villain death, and yeah, even if they don't show anything, uh and the other movies have villain deaths as well, except they're not as graphic, and especially not that other movie. But yeah, this is what I consider to be the best Ice Age movie and the second best movie from Blue Sky. You probably know what the first is if you watch my Blue Sky video, episode 16. Go back and watch this. But yeah, I love this movie. Great and likable characters, really good villains, a really good story, even if it is just the point A to point B. But my only negative with the film is that the animation is really, really outdated. I give this a big fat 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. And apparently, all the first 4 movies have been able to make it into the top 10 highest grossing movies of the year. I wonder why. Maybe it's because it's a very interesting franchise, or maybe it's just because kids will watch whatever, which is why franchises like the Minions have made tons of money while Spider-Verse sits at only $383 million because, it's an animated superhero movie. Nobody likes animation. Nobody likes animation. Not even Disney likes animation. They're the pioneers of animation, and yet they decide to make crap after crap after crap, and yet they announce an actual good movie for the first time since Encanto, and that was 2 years ago. But before that, there was no good movies. It was just Oh yeah, I did watch the announcements of the a lot of the stuff that Disney doing, and they do seem like they're actually trying now. But yes, if you excuse me, I'm now going to go to the hospital to get my hand fixed because I literally banged right on it. So I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.